Hi, this is Mrs. Gokin, and today we're going to talk about Lesson 7-6, Systems of Linear Inequalities, one of my favorite things to cover in algebra. Y is greater than 2x plus 2 is one of the inequalities you see on your screen, and y is less than or equal to negative 3x minus 3. The only difference from what we have been covering and these two right now is that you have more than one inequality. You're going to graph them and you're going to find the solution. Your solution is going to look something like this. But I'm not going to tell you what the solution is right now. Let's talk about a few basics. What is a system of linear inequalities? A system of linear inequalities is when you have two or more linear inequalities, and it's the region that intersects. So we could have 4, 5, 6 inequalities, but Mr. Here and I aren't going to do that to you right now. Right now we're just going to deal with two. And the solution to the system of linear inequalities is the area that overlaps the shaded region, and it makes all the inequalities true. So let's try our first one. Graph the solution to the linear inequality y is less than 2x plus 3 and 3x plus 4y is greater than 8. How are we going to go about doing this? Well, the y is less than 2x plus 3. That should be no problem for you. It's just like what we did yesterday. The 3x plus 4y is greater than 8. That's a little different. We're going to start out with the y is less than 2x plus 3. And you see I graphed the point at our y-intercept because 3 is our y-intercept. You're going to use your slope of 2 going up 2 to the one right or 1 to the right, or down 2 and 1 to the left to graph your other points. You're going to figure out, is this a dotted line or is this a solid line? Well, if it were me, I would graph a dotted line because it doesn't equal everything on the line. And then the other question is, which region are we going to shade? Are we going to shade the region above or are we going to shade the region below? Which one do you think? I would shade the region below because it says less than. So the region to the right of. That was the easy one. What are we going to do with 3x plus 4y is greater than 8? We're going to convert our standard form of this linear inequality into our slope-intercept form. So to do that, we have to isolate our y variable. We're going to begin by subtracting 3x from both sides, putting it in standard form, and then we're going to divide both sides by 4. Now we know what to do. We have 2 for our y-intercept, graph that point. We have negative 3/4 for our slope, down 3 to the right 4. Sorry about that, I don't know why that keeps popping up. Dotted line or solid line? Well, it's the same thing as this basically. It's a dotted line because it does not include any points on the line. Graph your line. Now, are you going to shade this portion or are you going to shade this portion? Well, I hope you chose the portion above because it says that it's greater than. So what is the solution to this linear inequality? It's this darker region right here because that's where your two answers overlap. So any point that is in this region is a solution to your system of linear inequality. Right there. Let's try another one. Why don't you pause this and see if you can do this on your own? Well, hopefully you were able to figure it out. Graph the solution to this linear inequality. Y is less than 3x plus 3. It's in our standard slope-intercept form. You know that 3 is your y-intercept. Graph it at 3. And then use your slope of 3 over 1 to graph your next point. And it's going to be a dotted line because it does not include any point on that line. Are you going to shade this portion to the left or this portion to the right? Well, it says it's less than, so I hope you were able to figure out it's this portion over here because those are the points that are less than the line. And then y is greater than or equal to 3x minus 4. The negative 4, that's right, that is your y-intercept, graph it, and then use the same slope to find your other points. Up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1. This one is going to be a solid line because it includes every point on that line. This one looks kind of weird. Are you going to graph the portion that's to the left or to the right? Well, if we graphed over here for a less than, we obviously have to graph over here for greater than. Which portion is the portion that makes this system of inequalities true? It is the center portion. Not any point on this line, but just the region to the right of it and every point on this line. That is your solution. Let's try one more. Again, pause and see if you can do this on your own. If you were able to graph this on your own, and you saw that y is greater than or equal to 1/2 x plus 4, I'm sure that you found that 4 is your y-intercept, and so you put a point at 4. Then you used your slope of 1/2. You went up 1 to the right 2, up 1 to the right 2, and you know that it's a solid line because it says equal to. Now, are you going to shade above or below? I'm sure you picked above, because that is the portion that is greater than the line. Let's try the second one. We're going to put our y-intercept at -2. We are going to graph our slope of up 1 to the right 2, up 1 to the right 2. We again know it's a solid line. Now, which portion are we going to shade? Again, it's the portion above. The portion that is darker, this purple portion, that is your solution to your system of inequality. Again, if you have any questions, come see Mr. Hare or myself. Have a great day.